Welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how to solve an equation with two or more variables. Okay, what you can see right here is the distance equals rate times time formula, a pretty basic physics formula. And it's an equation with three variables. And below that, we tell you what two of those variables are. We know that the rate that this object is moving is 9 meters per second, and we know the distance that it moved is 63 meters. Now, the way we solve an equation like this is really similar to solving for a single variable, except now that we have more than one thing, all we need to do is take these variables that we know and plug them into the formula. We call this substitution. We're going to substitute the d here for the value that we know d is equal to, 63 meters. So we're going to rewrite this formula as d we know is 63 meters, 63 meters equals r, which we know is 9 meters per second, times t, which we actually don't know. So we're going to leave it as t. From this point on, it becomes basically a single variable problem. The only variable left that we don't know is t. We know that 9 t's is equal to 63 meters. So we follow the same steps we would for any single variable problem. Let's divide both sides by 9 meters per second. 9 meters per second cancels with 9 meters per second, just leaving t. And 63 divided by 9 is equal to 7. Meters divided by meters cancel each other out. Seconds is on the bottom of the bottom, flips back up to the top, and we're left with 7 seconds. So this time was 7 seconds. So you can see that's actually a really easy process. The only thing that's different with two or more variables than for one variable is that you might have to do some substitution to get the problem started. So if you have a bunch of variables, you actually just write in the values that you know for those variables. And then you leave the ones like the t, we didn't know what the t was. We just leave that as a variable and then we solve for it. Let's look at another example. Okay, here you can see another problem. This one doesn't have any units. It's simply 9q plus 12x equals 0. And it tells us that we know the value of x is equal to -3. So we start this problem exactly the same way as we started the last problem. If we know any of these variables, we could substitute in what we know for the variable. So since we know x is equal to -3, instead of x, we can just write -3 there. So let's rewrite that with that substitution. 9q plus 12 -3's is equal to 0. And now we really only have one variable left, and that's q. And when you have one variable, you can solve the problem. So let's go ahead and simplify this. 9q plus 12 times -3, that's -36. So I guess that becomes -36 instead of plus, is equal to 0. Okay, let's isolate the variable. Let's isolate q so it's all by itself. In order to do that, we're going to have to get rid of this -36, and we can do that by adding 36. So let's add 36 to both sides. Remember, whatever you do to one side of an equation, you have to do that same thing to the other side of the equation. These are going to cancel. 0 plus 36 is just 36, so we're left with 9q equals 36. And now we don't want to know the value of 9q's, we want to know the value of q. So to do that, we have to divide that by 9. And again, the first law of equations, whatever we do to one side, we have to do to the other side. Divide the other side by 9. 9 divided by 9 is just 1, that's q. 36 divided by 9 is 4. Q is equal to 4. And it's as easy as that. I hope that helps. I'll see you next time.